Okay, greetings and welcome to the LarpCraft tutorial on how to make your character profile and what you can do with your account. So LarpCraft is a powerful tracking software along with marketplace, blogs, videos. It has all that stuff right within the system itself. The front page you'll see lists the forums. And before we even get started, we're going to go through a little bit of this. We have the chat over here. It also has its own chat bar. And if you don't see it up here, it'll be in a sub-menu, but pretty much right there. The first section right here, the top ones, the forum posts here are the in-character scrolls. So that means you have to post as your character, and in these sections you'll be able to read up on the different adventures that people have, and it's something that we're building, and it's continually building, and as more people do it, there's things in there. But anything you post within this in-character scroll area can be used as your character to further your character and to read up on something before a game. A lot of the hosts will also have this information available at games. So we're building physical libraries utilizing the forum software, and it's a neat way to connect the digital gaming world with the physical live-action role-play world. So that is how that character area works. Now there's also maps and all that kind of stuff on the world history and how the world of Miriam works in the Myths and Legends game system. Out of character areas, you'll have where you can write as you, the player, and getting started guides and coupons for the store and memberships and all that stuff. Rule books and where to buy them, and you can basically take any of these sections of the rule book and go into a section, and then some folks will be asking questions. So if we go into the beast race here, you're going to see the actual post for the beast, what it is, and then underneath you can actually post questions and such. That way it keeps questions related to the specific chapter, and then other people can use those questions and ask or see what you have asked, and basically hopefully get a lot of their questions answered as well. So back in the scrolls after the rule book, we then have the area where each host has their own area for posting events, asking questions, talking about things specific to either their region or specific to their actual hosting city, and that's how that's broken down. Once there's enough folks hosting events within a specific area, we then put them into a region, and then they can do regional games and that kind of stuff too. Okay, and then on the bottom of that, you'll see there's out of character scrolls for blogs, and we've got a whole how-to section and such that we're building and putting all the stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else. General game chat, things that don't, just a lot of different things. So that's always changing. Some of the other features of the site you're not going to be able to see until you actually create an account. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to log in, and instead of logging in, we're going to hit no. We're going to create a character now, and you need a first and last name. So with LarpCraft, you need a first and last name, or son of name, or something of that nature. You can't call yourself king, knight, sir, any of that stuff. That's a title. We don't put titles in the names. We just need, you can say where you're from, that you're the son of somebody, or a traditional first and last name. And then there's a little video here. You can click on that and watch that video first. So we're going to go ahead and just make up a name. Jordan Mator. I don't know. Just that's where it is. And I'm going to hit sign up. And then it's going to ask me for the email address, which I will just make one up. But you will want to put a real email address there. We recommend a Gmail account because the Gmail is, we use a lot of Google Docs and such for sharing and the maps and such. We utilize Google a lot, so we recommend Gmail for that. And then create yourself a password and make sure that it is long enough. Character gender, this, if you don't know yet, you can just leave it unspecified. But if you do know if it's going to be a male or female gender, in the games, we typically still keep male and female. as the predominance. And then player date of birth is going to be important because, you know, we want to make sure that you're of legal age to run your game. And then the location would be, if you have a host near you, you would put that in there. Otherwise, you could put your city in there. Do not, in location, put your full address. We just want to know where about you are, which helps elders and admins. And then if you want to read the terms of service, you can put it there. Verify that you are not a robot. Oh, I passed the check. Nice. And then hit sign up. And then my passwords didn't match. Nothing like making a tutorial and the password's not matching. Because I'm blabbing away here. And then it's going to be approved by an administrator. You're going to receive an email when that decision has been taken. Now, this typically takes only a few moments to sometimes a few hours. If you do not make a first and last name, you will not be approved, or last name will be assigned to you. It will give you the availability to see more things and go into your profile and start editing things. So even if you're not approved yet, you can still check out some of the things within the profile. And then once it's approved, you'll have full access to everything in your account. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to approve the account on the backside. Okay, now that it's approved on the backside, we'll have access to our full account. You'll see now that we have a chest that's available. We have some starter experience points, and then we can transfer these copper, silver, golds, and that sort of thing. You will now be able to see what characters are online and who the elders are online. So in the event you need help with something, you can see that. It'll say if they're an administrator or not as well. It'll show you the new posts, the upcoming events in the sidebar, and that sort of thing. And then on the bottom, it'll show you the recent posts in more detail. So if you want to actually see what the post is about, scroll down to the bottom and see if it's something of interest. It'll actually give you the first few lines. If we're going to modify our profile, we're going to go into our profile page and we're going to take a look at it. Now, the first thing you may want to notice is the profiles cannot be viewed from each other. So some of you may ask, well, why can't I view somebody else's profile? And that's because we don't want you being able to, if I go to his profile page, my own profile page, you don't have permission to view that. Elders, game admins can see the backside because they have to be able to award you after a game and check on things and make sure your stuff is all right. But we don't allow general people to do that because then you don't metagame. Some players were memorizing other players' skills and coin counts and that kind of stuff, and we're targeting them based on that metadata. So we took that away for general players. That's why you can't do that. And so if we go back in here and we look, we got our personal scrolls. So we can go ahead and create private scrolls. And the private scrolls are great for keeping things off the forums and out of the public view. And then, like I said, you got the chest here, so you can, transfer money. You can give it to a friend, go back and forth that way. The only thing you won't be able to give away is the experience points. So in the profile itself, if we go to edit profile, here we can put in some status messages. Now you can do this from the front side as well. You can modify your avatar, and then you start getting into what it is we're doing here. And it'll always give you instructions underneath the fields. You can put in your class. Again, you can modify this. You can have it show date of birth or not. Usually it's defaulted that it doesn't show it because we usually really only keep that for admins. You can change your location as your story changes. Your character occupation. Now, again, this is story-driven stuff, so you can put in your occupation or make up an occupation, and then a link to your story. So the story that it has a link to will be on the main scrolls, and you'll be able to, once that story is approved, you can link that there. Emergency contact information is where you put in your, this only shows up on your character sheet. So again, not available to anybody. You can just put a dot in there so it shows up. So when you print your character sheet, that shows up. And then, yeah, so the, clans and tribes and all that, you can adjust this as needed. Once you start getting into these pull downs and beyond, these are going to lock once you make them. So once you pick a race, that's it. Once you pick your profession, that's it. You don't want to pick a profession until you have the correct amount of experience points to do so. See how it says third profession, 100,000 XP. You don't want that to do that until that goes. Now, in future editions of this website, we're going to actually make it so you can't. These fields won't unlock until you get that, but we're still playing with that, so that's not done yet. The skills are based on your experience points. Now, we really don't have a level system per se, but it's basically 10,000 XP would equal a level, if you will. And then so you get a bunch of skills right away in the beginning. And the first 10,000 XP, you go to a game or two, you're easily within 5, 6, 7, 8 skills, so you can hash out a whole bunch of basics. And then as you go on, you get 2 skills per 10,000 XP until you reach 50,000, in which then you start bottlenecking into 1 skill per. So you can pick that information out there. Character notes, no other characters can see this. So on the bottom of this page, you can make notes. This is helpful between games, so you can make some notes as to, if your character wants to be acting a certain way, or let's say they're upset that their friend died, and just so you remember, you put in there, who killed the friend, and so that way you can kind of like re-up yourself on your character and what happened. It's very useful, especially if you have a few different characters or very heavy plot lines that you're trying to follow along with. It's like your note section. And once you put the information in here, now, again, don't put skills in until you actually have the XP. So at 0 XP, I can put these first 5 skills. And then, if I wanted to just, that's an example here. It doesn't have to be numbered, but if it's easier for you, you can do it. The skills here are easy to see how that works. And yeah, and then you hit save. You don't want to do more than 1 or 2 slots at a time. This system, because it's also role play, this system will auto save every 10 minutes. So if you don't have something completely written and it auto saves on you, it's going to auto save that field without allowing you to fill it in all the way. So only do 1 or 2 slots, hit save, do a few more slots, hit save if you have the XP to do so. When you're just starting out, that's not a problem because usually you only get to fill out 1 or 2 slots. You can get a few levels by becoming a member and such, but you can't really buy your way to the top. So it'll help you boost. It'll help us keep the website going and keep everything moving. But character profiles they're not required to be paid. So then you hit save. And then that information that you did fill out will disappear and it'll go onto your character sheet. So when you go to a game on your profile, if I just go to my profile, there's a tab that's called character sheet. So before a game, what you want to do is go ahead and click on the character tab and hit Control P or print. And then you'll be able to print that character sheet before the game. This is important because with the character journal that the game hosts will have you fill out during a game, you would also attach your character sheet. So they can verify your coin counts and such before a game, what you earned in game, and then award you accordingly. So this is, again, a little bit different than some of the things you may otherwise have seen. But yeah, and this one actually targeted where our home office is because that was kind of funny. So you could actually put your, physical address in there. Again, don't put your direct address of your home because this is something we don't want to have viewable. And again, most characters can't view it, but we just don't do it. Don't put your real address in there. Personal, again, we went through most of this stuff, but essentially, we want you to write a message after you get done and share who you are. That might be a requirement coming up soon. So the system might actually say, hey, you're going to write a post introducing yourself. You can subscribe on RSS feeds if you got some, if you want to do it that way. There's raffles you can enter now. So you can, view a raffle here and hit yes, I agree, and enter a raffle and that kind of thing. Really neat stuff. You got your blogs and podcasts, so you can go through and look at all these different casts and all that. And then there's also the marketplace, which you can, look for. Let's say we're going to look for some shields. You can go in here and you can buy a shield right as your character. There is, and this will award you a small amount of XP2 for, again, helping us out. All the stuff we put on the website helps keep the website going, helps LarpCraft grow, helps us provide documentation and further program development. And these kind of things are expensive. So we utilize these stores to do that. And you'll be able to buy from other vendors too. There are vendors, you'll have a whole plethora of vendors here making artisan supplies, making all that. So you're helping not only the dealers and that kind of stuff that are listed here, but you're also helping the local LARP community who may be selling weapons and shields and clothes and that kind of stuff. Then we do have a chats page specifically. And in the chat page itself, you can actually go into different rooms. So here's some rooms, like I can go into the role play room. A lot of the groups will have their own private rooms, and some will be marked, some won't, where they can join it or not. So that's how you do that. And then, so I mean, it's a very interactive site. It keeps track of your experience points every day that you log in, you get experience. The membership benefits, you get a little override on stuff when you log in. It's not a lot, but again, it pays off after a while. And so that's kind of how the character sheet works. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to contact one of your elders down here or post a reply in the scrolls, and we'll be there to help you. Thanks for watching.